Here, we'll do this angle. We'll do an angle thing. I don't quite like that. How about this? There we go. Give it a little bit of a... Oh, I don't like that at all. It's messing with my head. Okay, you can do that. No, we're just going to keep it simple. That's what my brain can handle right now. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Friday. Thankfully, we've made it. It's January 8th, 2021. Still having a hard time remembering to say that. My name is Jeremy. That part's easy. And this is my first cup of coffee. That part makes me happy. There's a little bit of real-time dialogue. What goes on in my head. Forgot to set an alarm last night somehow. Woke up 3 minutes from when my alarm would have been. This is one of the advantages, good morning, Andrew, of waking up at the same time every day. And you know what? Unless I'm exhausted, I wake up at the same time on the weekend. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Stacy, as she has written. I get up at 5:45. On the weekends, if I'm not, if there's no good reason for me to stay up late, I'm going to bed at, 9-ish o'clock, like I do during the week, get plenty of sleep. I'll wake up roughly the same time. Even if I don't have the alarm, I have a cat. It's kind of like an alarm. I'm not sure which I prefer. Do I prefer the face right here going brrrr, which she has decided is the nice way to wake me up? Or do I prefer the simulated sunrise that comes out of my alarm clock? I don't know. Neither is great. Good morning, Nathan. Oh, it's been a solid week, a productive week. Now, yesterday, so there may have been some issues for some of you viewing yesterday's episode if you didn't watch it live. I don't know why. I didn't do anything differently. I'm just going to blame the YouTube app on my phone. The episode is there. If you watched it, cool. If you didn't watch it, that's cool too. I'll be honest, yesterday's episode was more for me than it was for anybody else. So. Coffee. I got a surprise for you here in a moment. There's something in this bag that I'm going to show you. So what happened yesterday? Yesterday was a bunch of stuff. Client stuff, whistlekick stuff. We had a new episode go live yesterday. I forgot to talk about it in the chaos. Andrew and I put out an episode on developing a curriculum, right? That's the one we did. And it's been well received. Last evening, I wouldn't call it quite night, Andrew was the first test guest for the new podcast that I'm doing in conjunction with someone else who was a past guest. And it went well. Plenty of stuff we can do to improve, but I thought it was a great start. We got some interesting things that we're doing with that, and looking forward to it. What else happened yesterday? I worked. I changed the sheets. I did laundry. I brushed my teeth. I ate food. Good morning, Frank. Nothing in particular. It was Thursday. Had some meetings. Some good client stuff going on. I had a potential meeting with another client, a new client, and it went really well. Bottom line, if I get on the phone with somebody or Zoom and I talk to them about what I do, I don't want to say it's a lock, but it tends to go forward pretty frequently. I do good work, and I do work that most people don't do. It's hard to find what I do. It's kind of, I'm not going to be so arrogant to say what I do. The approach I take is unique, but it is rare. So it's unlikely too many people are going to bump into many people like me with my approach to marketing a business. And that means to all of you, if you know a business that needs some help, let me know. Put me in touch with them, because that supports whistlekick indirectly. And I'm on the verge of needing to hire somebody to help me with the consulting work. I'm almost there. Even though we've got a great team, great virtual assistant team in the background doing some really cool stuff. just organizing and managing everything is taking a lot of time. But it's Friday, so what's going on today? Today's a slightly less intense day. I'm having blood work drawn. Well, I'm having blood drawn for blood work. Going to the doctor. Is she a nurse? She's a phlebotomist, but what? Office manager? I don't know if she's technically a nurse. Actually, I think she is going to draw my blood while wearing a hazmat suit, which I find to be funny. And then I'll come back. I've got a client project I'm working on. Working more on the book. So yesterday was day 2 of reading through the book and editing as it goes. And I gotta be honest, I'm really happy with what's coming out. I think it's really good. I'm proud of it. I'm not usually this proud of something that I make. So I hope that is indicative of the quality and not just my personal bias. I'm not usually biased. I'm usually biased against my own work, if anything. But I'm proud of this. The cat is staring at the wall. Cat, what are you doing? It's weird. And then I got a bunch of other miscellaneous errands. I'll go to the gym this evening, grocery shopping, do all that good stuff. And, the only product that had been in development that we were able to get over the finish line that made any kind of sense right now is this Taekwondo uniform. Now, why? Why am I showing you this? We had a Taekwondo uniform come in, and it was missing something that was supposed to be there, something that was critically important, something that made it was the whole purpose of why we were doing it. Now, I opened one of them yesterday, and it had it. Let's make sure this one has it. Stacy says she's following the invisible bug. That might be true. What is the biggest problem with most traditional martial arts uniforms? The biggest problem. Not that they're uncomfortable, what's the biggest one? What do we see? If you're an instructor, you see this all the time. People pulling their pants up. Why are people pulling their pants up? Because the way they're cut, it binds around in the crotch area. I had a simple solution. Let's just change the fabric in that area. Call it the gusset, if we want to be technical. Four-way stretch. The rest of it is a completely normal, traditional Taekwondo dobak, except for right here. I have the test item. It came in a year ago. We placed an order. Certain people were sick at the factory. Some things happened. I ended up with a pile of uniforms that were normal. They had our embroidery and our patch and everything, but no stretch. We've sold through almost all of those. Now, we've got these. There's nothing like this on the market. Now, how are we selling them? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to get pictures of these. I don't know how to do anything. I just know that we have a small box of them. 20, I think there's 20 uniforms. It's a small pile. Different sizes. Andrew says, that's cool. Stacy says, nice, good luck with them. Thank you. Thank you both. Might get some on Amazon. Might put them on whistlekick.com. I don't know. But they're great. So, I'm hopeful. Fingers crossed. Let me put this back in the bag so it doesn't end up covered in cat hair. And then we can see what you all posted and commented and gave me to talk about today. It's Friday. And I want to see what you said. I didn't ask for a belt, but they even sent belts. The belts don't have embroidery on them though, so nothing fancy there. No whistlekick logo on the belt. Remember when I ordered belts and they were like sewing pieces of old belts together to make a belt? Oh, that was the worst. That company is never getting. And they sent me like 2/3 of what I ordered. I think I roughly broke even on that shipment. There are people out there that have. I threw away tons of them, gave away some. But if you have a whistlekick belt, it's a collector's item, at least for now. Sometimes things don't go well. Sometimes you just got to go back to the drawing board. All right. So I got a couple things from Frank here, including a pile of jokes. Let's take a look at them. Wow. Okay. This is how you know Frank knows I had a rough day or a bad time. He gives us a pile of jokes. Let's get to it. The jokes for Funday Friday. Today is Earth's rotation day. I'm a big fan of the Earth's rotation. It really makes my day. Where would an astronaut park his spaceship? A parking meteor. What is an alien's favorite chocolate? A Mars bar. I did ask for extra jokes yesterday. Stacy's right. What did the moon say to his therapist? I'm just going through a phase. Why is Saturn so rich? Because it has lots of rings. My astronomy professor told me I was his star pupil. So I entered an astronomy contest the other day. I didn't come first, but I did get a constellation prize. How many ears does Captain Kirk have? 3. A left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear. What's a light year? The same as a regular year, but with less calories. What kind of stars wear sunglasses? Movie stars. What happened to the astronaut who stepped on chewing gum? He got stuck in orbit. How does Jupiter hold up his trousers? With an asteroid belt. What did Mars say to Saturn? Give me a ring sometime. I was up all night wondering where the sun had gone. Then it dawned on me. I lost my astronomy job at the observatory. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't stay focused. My wife says she's leaving me because she thinks I'm too obsessed with astronomy. What planet is she on? I've been getting into astronomy, so I installed a skylight. The people who live above me are furious. The last one is the best, yes. Oh, great stuff. Thank you, my friend. And our discussion today is a little bit different, and I like this. January 2021 is Hobby Month. Here are America's top 5 most popular hobbies: fishing, reading, stamp collecting, listening to music, and bird watching. So let's talk about those. First off, why is martial arts not on the list? Because it requires time and money. When you ask people, what are your hobbies? A lot of people don't have hobbies. I don't know that I have hobbies. If you ask me, what are your hobbies? Gardening, I guess. I don't really think of gardening as a hobby. I think of gardening as a way I make food. Home improvement is a hobby, some people say. I call it fixing my house. Hiking, you could call hiking a hobby. Really just like being outside. I don't see what I do as having hobbies, but there are plenty of people who do. I know people who fish, and they're incredibly passionate about fishing. Here's why I think in some sense, martial arts is a hobby for everyone who does it. It's a thing you do, you don't have to do. You take some pleasure in doing it. And it's something that provides some balance in your life. When I think about the people who fish, what do they value about the fishing? Maybe some of them appreciate, maybe they take the fish and they cook it and eat it. And they're like, oh, I like fishing because I can, it's a cheap way, an enjoyable way for me to get some food. I bet if they added up all the money that they spent on fishing gear, it's unlikely that it would be overwhelmingly, a good economic decision. But what else do people who fish say about fishing? It's quiet. I can get away from everyone. It relaxes me. I get to be out in nature, right? It provides balance. What are these other hobbies? Fishing, listening to music. What were the others? Reading, stamp collecting, bird watching. A hobby's an escape. It's a way of detaching from the maybe the monotony or the frustration, the anxiety of day-to-day life. When you have a hobby, you generally go elsewhere and do it. Now, I don't necessarily mean far away, but most people I know who read will read in a certain place. They'll read somewhere that they don't normally go. Maybe they read in bed. What do most people do in bed? They just sleep. So they're going somewhere they're not spending a lot of conscious, aware time. Bird watching, you're going outside. Stamp collecting. People who are serious about stamp collecting have a spot, they have a table, right? It's a way of focusing on something simple, something that you enjoy, and something that is unnecessary. We need to eat, we need to work, we need to communicate with people in our family, we need to wash our clothes, we need to do those things. There's plenty of things that we don't need to do. And every single thing on this list is unnecessary. Going fishing is unnecessary. You don't have to listen to music, but they're enjoyable. And part of what makes them enjoyable is that they are a choice. I think martial arts fits into this category for most of us. We don't need to train. Most of us really want to. We enjoy what we do. It's something that we feel that helps separate part of our lives from the rest of our lives. You could call it the monotony of the rest of your life. You could call it the accelerated pace of the rest of our lives. It doesn't really matter how you see it, unless you're a competitive martial artist making your full-time living competing, which nobody's doing right now, or you're a martial arts instructor. Martial arts isn't your job, right? I mean, there may be some other jobs related to martial arts, but even though martial arts is my job, my training is still a hobby. I still enjoy it. I still do it because it separates me from other stuff in my life that I don't enjoy as much. Now, why do I think that I don't have hobbies in the same way a lot of people do? Because I really enjoy my life. I love what I do. The things that I do, I'm proud of and I feel accomplished by. There's a reason that that video game system, that PlayStation 4 over there that I bought 2 months ago, when did I touch that last? I think I downloaded the not the current, but one version back of Mortal Kombat because it was $9. Put some time in playing that, I think Sunday. Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That was fun. Wasn't something I was going to sit and do for hours. It's just not, it's entertaining to me, but it's not that entertaining. It's not that much enjoyment to me. I like video games with people. It's far more fun to play with others. It's a game. I like playing games with other people. If I'm solo, I'm gonna be productive. I'm gonna get work done. I'm gonna work on a book. I'm gonna clean the house. I'm gonna design and manufacture new Taekwondo uniforms. Right? Like these are the things that I do with my time because I have goals. And video games and I don't fish. Playing with plants don't further me to my goals. I'm really passionate about my goals. I'm getting there. You're part of it. You're along for the ride. Thank you for that. I think hobbies are important. I think having something outside of work is important, something that makes you excited. One of the things I noticed over the summer that doesn't really play in right now, is being in the garage felt different because it was a different physical space. Cleaning the garage, working on things out there. You know, there's a cliche of being a dad and going and hanging out in the garage and getting away from the wife and the kids. Well, I don't have a wife or kids. I don't have anybody I need to get away from to have my own time. But I do live and work in this space. Getting out there, being separate from it, I found some value in that. It was really interesting to experience that. And one of the things that I expect to happen as things warm up. Andrew says the cat. Yes, sometimes I need to get away from the cat. You are absolutely right. Although I'm going to be really honest. Here, I'll come back to this in a moment. I've been getting better at physically fixing things around here. In my 20s and 30s, I would rush to fix things. I wouldn't take my time. I wouldn't research. I wouldn't ask questions. I wouldn't move carefully. And stuff would break. I also would either grossly overstep my skills or underestimate them. I have a better idea of where my skills are on fixing things now. When it comes to electrical, I can change an outlet or a switch. I can handle that stuff. I could probably wire in a fixture if I was really feeling brave. Turn off the breaker. You get one of those little things. Is this line hot? Right. Plumbing. It's pressure and it's pressure and it's seals. Gravity. The sink sprayer, the kitchen sink sprayer, sprung a leak. I tried to patch it. I had some waterproof epoxy. It was a bigger leak than that. It didn't work. Okay. So then I dug around, couldn't find the right one, ordered it online. It's coming in. I was able to figure out how to take it off, put it, easy stuff. Or it's pretty easy once you know it. Woodworking, I'm getting better because people come and they help me. They help me with stuff. And I work with them. I make sure, in some senses, it takes them longer. I pay more, but I'm learning. And that's a valuable education. I feel at this point I could probably build a rickety shed on my own. I could probably do it, and it probably wouldn't fall over. I think I could do that. I wouldn't build a house for somebody, but I could probably put together a shed. I think I could do that. And that's kind of a cool feeling. Now, Andrew mentioned the cat, getting away from the cat. You know what's interesting about the cat? She's not as annoying anymore. You know what I chalk that up to? Put her on CBD. I talked to the vet. This was probably 2 months ago. We talked about it. We talked about dosage. We talked about a variety of things with it. And her appetite has increased. Her dementia is overall better. Sometimes she sleeps a lot more. You know, she zonks out. Sometimes it's not as easy to wake her up. But I think her health is overall better. I think I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. If you think about what CBD does, if you understand the endocannabinoid system, it is a support system for the rest of the systems in the body. And that's why it is so versatile. CBD boosts the endocannabinoid system, which will support whatever else is in need. That's why it's kind of a cure-all. I've taken CBD. It doesn't do anything for me. Why? Because I'm really healthy. I don't need much. The endocannabinoid system doesn't seem to have any effect on hair or height, which are the two things that you might think about. I'm making a joke at my own expense. I don't need to explain the joke. I think hobbies are valuable. I think hobbies within the martial arts are cool too. I see people who make their own weapons. I see people who make their own techniques, videos, movies. And I think that's really cool. One of the things that Andrew and I talked about well, when Andrew and I talked last night, I let him know there is someone who released a video. His name's Francis Cordon. He's got a YouTube channel, and he did a video piggybacking on our episode on curriculum, which I thought was super cool. And I watched that yesterday, and of course, he gives us a shout out and talks about he took our recommendation of developing his own curriculum as an exercise. What would he put in it? And he found it really valuable, and I think that that's super fun. When we talk about martial arts, there's so many directions we can take it, so many experiments we can conduct. I talked to Andrew about the one that I want to do, and excuse me, I am not going to share that here because I think we will do it. I think it's going to be super fun, and it'll be cool when we put it out. Who knows when that'll be, because we got to get together. Frank says he didn't know people still collected stamps. Honestly, me either. I wonder how old this data is. As a kid, I kind of had like the big four. I collected stamps and coins and rocks and baseball cards. All of those collections are still at my mother's house. Actually, I think she sent me the stamps. Did she? She may have sent me the stamps. Coins are still there. The rocks are definitely still there. My rock collection was pretty cool. It was pretty serious. And then the baseball cards. I focused on collecting the least valuable, not by design, but the least valuable set of baseball cards of all time. 1992 Donruss. A 50-cent pack would usually yield a card worth a quarter, and a lot of commons, worth like a nickel. The whole set was like $20. I probably put $100 into cards that summer. Oh well, poor investment, but I bought Bitcoin at like $7,000, so I'm doing fine there. Wish I'd put more than $20 in. Who knew? Yeah. I think it's a good point to end. I would encourage you to think of your martial arts training as a hobby, just even for a moment. I know a lot of us take it really seriously, but you can be serious about a hobby. And I'd like you to think about, as I mentioned today, what is a hobby? What does it provide you? Why is it important? Why is martial arts important to you? Forget about the physical skill acquisition. Forget about that. Why that versus something else? Maybe community. Maybe it's doing something in another place. Whatever it is. Unpack that for yourself because it helps you understand why you appreciate it. Don't wait for something to be gone before you understand why you love it. Have some gratitude now. I have gratitude for all of you. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you to Frank for the pile of wonderful jokes. I needed them. Thank you. Great stuff today. And the unconventional, we'll call it a question, the comment that I provided feedback on. That was a lot of fun. Made me think differently. So that was cool. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to try to go for a hike, but it's going to be cold. We'll see what happens. Probably get to the gym at some point. And who knows what else. But I'll see you back here on Monday. So thanks for joining me. Leave me some stuff to talk about on Monday. And I'll talk to you then. Take care, everybody. Peace.